Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Shadows of Nox for Echoes of the OSS.
Woo!
Tonight we'll be doing, part 7, I believe, of the code. I might be wrong on that number.
I haven't been counting.
Nope, part 7 of Call of Cthulhu scenario, the code, from Mansions of Madness number 1. Are we up there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's not showing on my Twitch.
I have
for
an
some
ad
reason.
playing, but yes.
There it is. Okay.
I got a commercial at the moment because
Or
I have not had the
commercial, yeah,
fortune
not ad.
to subscribe.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, but it's loaded now. So, yeah. The content warnings for tonight are the same as always. So let's see if I can remember what they are again. I should just write them down somewhere again. Had them written down immediately, but it's probably going to say them in the wrong order. But content warnings for tonight are amnesia, disembodied voices, guns, violence, eldritch horrors, occult activities.
Blood and gore.
Cthulhu, right? Yeah, blood and gore. Thank you.
Also,
Depending on how things go.
one thing that's not listed here is beaten up clay beings. I'm not sure who considers
That's
that
a super specific order. Yeah,
it is super
Maybe.
specific, but
yeah.
I think that would just be under violence.
that's true.
That's my hope. That's why I was trying to make things that would encompass a lot of the various things that we tend to fall into in our games.
Yeah.
It's Call of Cthulhu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with that, I think tonight I will start after everybody introduces themselves, of course, and we'll be able to figure out what is going on with Rocco after last time. But Ava, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Oh, sure. I'm Ava Rogers. You can find me here Monday nights. Either obviously playing this, or we've recently gone back to our Paranormal Albany in... Where are we at now? We're not in Albany anymore. Portland, that's it.
Portland.
Paranormal Albany in Portland.
In a Portland. No, we're keeping Portland, Oregon weird.
It is Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna go any more about me. I'm not interesting. I'm playing Nora Shea, a cryptographer and student. Oh my god, it is not my night. Harvard, that's where we're at. Harvard.
Yes. Harvard.
Done. Go to somebody else.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. Done. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, well, I'm playing Forrest. I'm playing Forrest Flanagan, the dedicated bodyguard to Nora Shea, who, despite being a little bit scatterbrained or maybe just focused on what she considers to be important, she is actually fairly important and has already had one attempted kidnapping for what she's got in that big brain of hers. So my job is, after being a soldier in World War II, my job became to make sure that her brain and the rest of her body does not get kidnapped, damaged, or mutilated in any way. And I'm doing a pretty good job of it so far. She hasn't gotten hurt yet.
Was there a attempted kidnapping?
I'm calling
depending on the clay guy.
Yeah, I'm calling the clay guy.
Yeah,
because
Joseph the Golem.
Yeah,
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah, even if he wanted, if he wanted the book, that meant it was going to be a kidnapping because you don't let go of books.
That's a fair point. A very fair point.
Even when they got a face and you really should put them back or drop or take them out to Los Alamos.
Be like, here, test the bomb on this.
Yeah.
All right. Vorrt, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, please.
I am Vorrt. I've been playing with this group for over 4 years at this point. I am playing Rocco, former Army mechanic, worked on airplanes, now assigned to keep things running and occasionally talk to things that shouldn't talk, like vehicles and bikes and such.
Yeah, but yeah, that is all true. Of course. All right. So, Rocco, last time you got a call from Agent Gleeson while you were at your garage. They were all at man, even I'm forgetting names of things. Doyle's Tavern on Harvard's campus, and rather than him go to you to have you two meet, he's having everybody convene at the tavern to kind of debrief a little bit on what the situation is, and is hoping you can meet him there. From where your garage is and where the tavern is, it's let's see, we said it was a couple, yeah, about a 2-block walk. Even though it is December, it after last time we figured that chances are you would rather walk that than bother driving the car and everything and risking anything with it.
Yeah.
So that is what you were doing. So you are taking a nice midday, 'cause I believe it was a little after midday, I want to say at this point, stroll over to Doyle's Tavern. And go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Ah, yes, spot hidden.
The dreaded spot hidden.
My notoriously greatest skill I could ever roll.
Could be worse.
All right.
You're right. It could be psychoanalyst.
Oh, your spot hidden's really bad. Never mind.
My psychoanalyst is 1, so yes, it can be worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like the where it starts.
As you're walking down and everything, looking around, nothing really seems out of the ordinary until you get about a little past halfway to Doyle's Tavern, and you start hearing this growling noise, kind of echoing from behind you a little bit. You kind of turn your head and look, see what it is, and it's this black dog that's just snarling and growling in your general direction. And at that point, you notice that there was nobody else around except you and this dog. You don't even see traffic going by or anything, even though it's just the middle of the day.
I'm going to start picking up the pace and head towards,
Oh.
Pull.
What was that? You kind of cut out a little bit.
Sorry, I was yawning. It's like, I'm going to pick up my pace and start trying to head towards people.
Awesome.
By getting to the tavern and such.
What is your, I believe it's move? Call of Cthulhu, which would be on your combat tab.
7. My movement rate is 7.
7. There we go. Movement rate. Awesome. Okay. I'll compare that with the doggos. All right. So it's not running after you, it seems, but it is still following you. You're pretty sure that being that you would have to try to outrun a dog in the snow, chances are not very likely that most people would be able to do that. But after you kind of hurriedly keep walking and everything, eventually you do get to Doyle's Tavern. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden again.
I'm getting there. Step by step, getting
by
a little
step.
closer.
All right. So yeah, you walk into Doyle's Tavern. Go ahead and give me a power check, please. So that would be rolling the statistic. Nice. So you go in and you almost immediately feel like this sharp headache coming on. It kind of disorients you for a little bit. And then after a moment, you kind of like come to, seems like you kind of like walk through a little bit of smoke, like somebody was smoking either on their way out or something. And you look and you see just a couple people at the various tables. Nobody's really up at the bar, but there's the bartender there. Looking around, you do not see any of the other agents in the tavern at the moment.
Is there anybody else in the tavern?
Yeah, there's other people like at some of the tables and whatnot, and the bartender.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ask for a table big enough for everybody and
Okay.
order something.
All right. You go grab a table. You hear faint piano music in the background. It's hard to see where you are at, who's at the piano or anything, because the lid of it's open, kind of blocking your view of who's sitting at it. But the waitress, or rather the bartender, since it's not that busy, comes over and goes, "Hey, my name's Jack. What can I get for you?"
Order a burger and fries and I don't know, drink, tea,
All right.
probably iced tea.
I'll bring you something special.
Okay.
Takes down your order and everything, goes back. After a little bit of time, to where it feels like the other ones probably should have arrived at this point. Go ahead and give me a listen check. As the bartender comes back with your burger and fries and this, what seems to be like a root beer.
One step forward, one step back.
Oh. Yeah, you're still, the piano music seemed kind of nice. It seemed like it died down and stopped. Whoever is playing is probably transitioning to another song or something. You're not sure. But you got your root beer, you got your burger and fries. And you just continue waiting for everybody while you eat and everything?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Go ahead and give me another power check. Extreme success. Nice.
I've got the power.
All right. Let's see. What would I have to figure out what this roll would be now? There we go. I don't think they actually have a skill necessarily for this. Probably give me an education roll, honestly. I think that's the best thing I can think of for it.
Education. I went and got one of those.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's up at the top
Education.
with the.
Yeah, it's one of the statistics.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
Yeah.
I had a hard education.
Yeah, hard success on that. So you tasting the food tastes pretty good. The root beer is kind of thin or whatnot. Tastes I guess kind of like root beer. Seems a little off to you. You can't
Hey,
quite
Tom.
place what the flavor is supposed to be. What's that?
Hey Tom, audio's peaking a bit on the stream, like for everybody. It's like the audio of the stream as a whole.
Okay, I turned it down a little bit. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right. Hopefully that's much better for everybody.
Yeah, we seem to be all be in the yellow now. We were going up in
Awesome.
the red.
Gotcha.
Everything sounds good there,
better.
Chavo.
Yeah.
Well, we have somebody in chat named Chavo.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah, they're the one that pointed it out.
You're not entirely sure if this was supposed to be more of a sarsaparilla or a root beer or what, but it doesn't seem like what you recall either really being. It's this odd taste that you've never really had before, and you can't place what it's supposed to be.
This is not my father's root beer.
It's a good brand.
All right. And next thing that you know, you are waking up in the tavern. Still sitting at the table, half-finished burger and fries sitting there, empty glass, and there's nobody else around.
What's going on?
And you hear what sounds like a familiar voice kind of calling out your name from outside the tavern.
Are there windows on the tavern?
There are, yes.
All right, I'm gonna go like peek through a curtain or something.
Okay. All right. You go peek outside and everything, and you see it looks like there's, people walking by in traffic and everything, and the snow coming down. It looks relatively normal from what you can tell. But
Was it winter when I was when I stepped in?
yeah, it was in December.
It's December, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
Yeah.
winter when.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Like the snow's
December
not
3rd.
falling heavily, but it,
Gotcha.
yeah, like a little bit.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and give me a listen check though.
I made it.
No. So you realize, however, you don't hear any sound from outside the tavern. And you're not entirely sure if that voice calling your name is even really coming from outside or not. Seems to be kind of echoing throughout the tavern a bit.
Does it sound like a familiar voice, or does it sound like one of?
It sounds like a
other
familiar
voices?
voice, but you can't quite place what that voice is.
And it's asking me to go outside?
No, it's just calling your name.
I'll answer yes.
It doesn't seem to answer back necessarily.
And there's nobody else inside the building. There's not.
Right, yeah, you don't see anybody else in here. No activity, no nothing. There's still glasses and things out on tables in the bar as if everybody just disappeared.
I'll go peek behind the bar, see, and back in the kitchen, see if anybody's like unconscious or knocked out or anything weird.
Okay. Yeah, you go look behind the bar. You don't see anybody like unconscious on the ground back there. It's still relatively stocked. Couple dirty rags here and there, like it was just the middle of the day, and then nobody was there. You check back in the kitchen, and you don't find anybody back there either. Some of the burners for the kitchen itself are still going, and other things are still cooking, but it does seem as though there's nobody here now. Like they were here one moment, and then they were all gone. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
Nope.
Oh, all right.
No
Give
sanity
me
here.
a D6 please. Roll. Oh, all right. Already going into a bout of temporary insanity there.
That's catching.
All right, yeah. All right. So let me pull up that table for us all again. Fun temporary insanity times. All right. All right. Go ahead and roll a d10, Vorrt. And of course, subtract 5 from your sanity or whatnot. An 8. Right. All right. So you get heavily from seeing all this, seeing that you seem completely deserted. You seem to be overcome with hysterics, which I'll leave it up to you as a choice on whether or not that means laughing, crying, or screaming. But in some way, you're essentially just so overcome with an emotion that you can't help but do one of those activities at the moment.
We'll go with laughing.
Okay. So yeah, so right now you're just, let's see, go ahead and roll another d10. And yeah, seeing that everybody's just essentially completely disappeared, you find yourself laughing uncontrollably for the better part of a couple moments, until you realize that the back door doesn't open. You also don't hear any sound coming from outside. You hear the sound from inside, like the sound of the burners and whatever sound is going, a little drip from a faucet somewhere. But the doors to the outside don't seem to open, and you don't hear sound from outside whatsoever. The temporary insanity is actually done now, being that it was just one round that you rolled.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not that bad. So you kind of calm yourself to your situation, but you can't help but feel trapped somehow. And I'm going to go over to Nora and Forest. So, Nora, you are doing what every good Call of Cthulhu investigator does at some point, reading the Necronomicon amongst several other materials.
Reading a book. Nothing bad ever
we had
happens.
left and we're heading toward the. Were we meeting at the Semitic Museum?
Yeah, after a couple hours of studying and everything, you're supposed to go and meet at the Semitic Museum. Right now, I'm just going to say you're still like the last parts of the studying, like you're getting to the point now you should start wrapping it up. And I believe
so naturally I'm still well deep into my book.
right. Let's see. And last time you got your Cthulhu mythos went up, right?
Yes.
How much did it go up?
It is at 10 currently.
10? Awesome. So it sounds like you got the little bit that you had before this part of the book, and then the 5 from the initial reading. Let's see. Reading through some of the rules with the initial reading, though, you do have to roll the 2d10 sanity loss.
Oh, yay.
For the initial reading. So
hooray.
We'll see how that one goes.
Oh no.
Ouch. Ouch.
Welcome.
Okay.
Not a good time to roll high.
No, that was not. All right, so 5 or more is temporary insanity. Using a 5th. All right, so let me pull up your sheet and see how crazy you are now. Okay. Yikes.
Well, it drops my sanity from 65. Do I lose 18 sanity?
Oof. That would be what that means, yes.
Oh man. So it drops my sanity from 65 to 40.
Yeah.
7? Is that how math works?
Wow. We are tied.
I'm not sure if that's how math works.
All right.
65.
So
I was right. 47. I do not trust my mental math, though.
Yeah. Wow.
That does result in an indefinite insanity.
Oh,
meaning that you actually have
Yay!
some sort of mania or phobia or whatnot now.
fair.
Yeah. So let's see. Effects of insanity. Yeah. So I'm becoming insane. Investigator experiences a bout of madness. So go ahead and roll me a D10, please.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
So this is what Forrest has to deal with now.
9 again.
9. All right. Well, at least that isn't points you lose. That just determines what your bout of madness is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. So now roll a D100. We're going to keep going from one table to the next.
84. I'm not going to roll any more dice tonight.
All
I don't want to roll any more dice.
right.
I'm rolling too high.
All right then. So, I don't know how to pronounce this phobia, but essentially it is the fear of stars now. So through reading the Necronomicon
That
and everything
Kind of
within
makes
that,
sense.
you now have a phobia of stars. I will.
Astrophobia?
Nope.
Or did they call it something else in the...
It's something.
That's what the fear of stars is called.
Just write that one down because we can pronounce that one.
Okay.
The one they have in the book is like siderophobia.
Oh, so... No, it comes from probably sidereal.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, I'll put it in the Roll20 chat there. There you go. But yeah, so that's what Nora
Morbid
is
phobia of celestial
dealing
stars.
with. Yes.
Not
So celestial stars being, I'm guessing, constellations, that sort of thing, not just like the shape of a star or things like that, but like
That makes
actual,
sense.
stars in the night sky, right? And that being that was your bout of madness, let's see, go ahead and roll another d10.
Do I have to?
Yes.
7.
So for 7 rounds, you're dealing with this overwhelming phobia of stars, which being that it's midday, isn't necessarily too bad for you to deal with, but you likely essentially have a panic attack after reading the book this much.
Does she have a poster of the constellations or anything like that?
I don't
No,
think so.
probably not.
That was
Not with what she's studying or her
Yeah.
interest.
Okay.
Right. But you likely start having a panic attack to the point that Forrest can actually recognize a little bit of what's happening. And that's what is going to last you for the 7 minutes, or 7 rounds rather, which are however much time.
So she's got her my shawl's hanging up over there, so I'm not wearing it, but she's like, I mean, she's got her shawl wrapped around her like she always does.
Mm-hmm.
But she's kind of like pulled it like even tighter, and her free hand, she's just scratching the shit out of her hand, out of her arm for those that anxiety, that panic attack that she's currently having.
Yeah, Forrest, you feel like maybe you should close the book? Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's enough studying for now.
Well, no, I failed psychology, so
Right.
the book, as I make my way over to her, the book isn't closed. The book it's basically sitting on her lap, opened up. The book is grabbed from one side, swept off, sent across the room.
All right.
As much as he has, and then he grabs her hands before she injures herself and scratches, and just pulls her towards him.
All right. given your physicality with hers and everything, you're able to prevent her from doing
Yep.
much of the way of physical harm, like actual physical harm to herself. And she seems like she's, starting to calm down, isn't quite there yet when you hear a knock at the door.
Crap.
And after a couple moments, the
what-
knock happens again.
Okay. Literally, he's like got her wrapped up, in his arms, and he's looking around.
He is to the touch at this point.
What?
With this, she's cold when you touch her. Like she's
Cold,
Yeah.
probably sweaty.
Yep.
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
perfect. Crap. He's panic. He's starting to panic, and okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so I've already cleared the bed off, anyways. So
Mhm.
I lay her down, and I bundle her in her blanket. The
Mhm.
overall, just wrap it up, tuck it so she is literally trapped and bundled in. And
All right.
basically being hugged.
All right.
I'm just imagining somebody walking in, watching a grown man swaddle a grown woman, and just
Right.
walking by.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all he could think of because he's got to get his gun because he has to shoot what's on the
Right.
other side of the door. The knock
Oh,
on the knock on the door.
yes.
How would I categorize it? Is it just
Even
simply
a haircut.
a
Right.
normal?
Give me a strength check real quick on the swaddling, just to see about how well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm screwing this up
Swaddling
big
it.
time.
All right. So you're pretty sure you got it nice and good. She shouldn't be going anywhere.
Yeah. So
Nora, you're pretty sure you can get out of it
Yeah.
if you
um,
felt
Good.
like it.
But it's comfortable right here, right now.
Right. Yeah. Forrest goes to the door.
No.
Yeah. No, you weren't. Okay.
I go to my bag
Mm-hmm.
and get the gun, which is very accessible in the
Right.
bag. Then I wasn't asking like the cadence of the knock. I was asking for the strength of the knock.
Friendly
Okay, give me a listen
neighborhood,
check.
police knock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Listen check then.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, there is.
Yeah.
Wow, that I
Nice.
succeed on.
So it sounds a little bit harder than your average knock, but it's not like a we're gonna bash the door down kind of,
Okay.
or
It's not an FBI open up.
right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
not that kind of knock. But the odd part that you do get from the knock
Mhm.
is it's got almost a perfect cadence to it. Like
Well,
it knocks a
almost
couple
like,
times, waits about 3 minutes, knocks a
Yeah.
couple times, and it's almost exactly 3 minutes
Okay.
every single time.
So the gun
And
is
nobody's saying anything. They're not speaking from the other side of the door.
Nope.
Okay, so
It's not making the panic attack any better.
no,
Right.
it's not making my panic attack
Just
any
gonna
better
say.
either.
Mhm. Yeah. Forrest, go ahead and give me a sanity check, actually, too. Dealing with both Nora and this situation at the moment. All right. You got enough adrenaline
Wow.
and enough experience as a soldier there. Just like, no, this is my job. This is what I do.
Yeah, this is
Right now. All right.
okay.
I'm gonna shoot something.
That's pretty much it. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's no peephole on the.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think they had. I think I looked it up. They didn't have peepholes back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Or there'd
Not
be
a lot
one
of
on.
them. Yeah.
Well, if I could have gotten one, there would be one on here. But
Right. Yeah.
all right. So nothing I can do except I've got my foot braced so that the door cannot just be forced open
Mhm.
without it being a strength check.
Okay.
And the gun is out of sight.
Mhm.
But I could easily step back and shoot.
Okay.
And I crack open the door.
All right. You crack open the door, and you see Rocco standing outside the door.
Am I standing outside the door to the library while I'm inside the tavern?
No, you're still in the tavern. To your perception, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just standing outside Nora's dorm room.
Yep. Okay, he would
That's-
know where it is. Get in here. I need your help. Watch the door.
And he nods and gets in and everything.
Yep.
Um,
Something happened with this damn book. So you armed?
you see he walks towards the kitchen area to grab a knife to presumably get armed.
Okay. No, all right. I close and lock the door.
Okay.
And then I would make my way back to her.
Okay.
And she's still flipping out at this point.
Let's see. Okay. So go ahead and give me. Well, your dexterity is pretty high, so this probably isn't going to be much of a thing for you. But go ahead and give me a dexterity roll.
Hard success.
Hard success.
Yep.
All right.
That's so rude. So rude, Andrew.
What, using your character sheets against you?
No, getting that extreme success versus
Yeah,
his
with
heart.
Rocco's
That's so
feat, yeah.
rude.
So you go lock the door and everything, and by the time you start heading back towards Nora, towards her room, you already see Rocco heading into the room with the knife. And he seems like he's acting a little off. Beyond, like, he has yet to say anything since you
This
let
is
him.
just what I need after that revelation that I just had.
Rocco, she's having trouble. Don't go anywhere near her with the knife. Right? She trusts me.
He keeps going in.
He keeps going in? Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's...
Nora, you see Rocco kind of walk in with your kitchen knife, and he just has this very cold, blank stare.
Nope. Okay. Well, then it's just simply grab him and spin him around.
All right. He's going to have a chance to get close enough to Nora because of the dexterity rolls before you get a chance to, get caught up to him. Nora, what do you do as he's just starts moving towards you with this knife? And it seems like he's starting to raise the knife and everything towards you.
Distance. I'm scrambling off the far side of the bed. Whatever I have to do to keep
Are you trying to force your
him.
way out of the covers, or just kind of wiggle yourself off the bed, kind of thing?
Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to just roll myself off the side of the bed and go from there.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity roll.
3.
Nice.
Extreme success. You're not the only one that can do it, Andrew.
Right? Wow. And that's good. That beat his extreme success too of a 4. So he comes in and everything. He starts going down with a knife, and you quickly roll and everything, and he stops, sees you do it and everything, and acts as though he's about to walk around the bed to the side that you rolled off on when Forrest gets there to do what Forrest is planning to do.
Well, at this point, yeah, I was going to just grab him, but he actually goes at where she was with the knife.
Yeah.
Oh.
It seems like he's trying to get at her with the knife.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I failed the composure roll earlier. Oh.
You can give me a psychology roll real quick.
Okay. I might. I mean. Okay.
That's really close.
I'm going to use a luck.
Okay. Just 1 point of it.
1 point of luck. It's worth it.
Which does remind me, actually, I do have to give you all luck again. Towards the end of the session.
Thank you. Because
it's been long enough, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can definitely tell Rocco's not acting like himself whatsoever.
Okay.
Rocco might not be the most talkative person that you've ever met, but he's definitely more talkative than this, right? And there's no reason for him to want to go after Nora this way, especially how kind of stiff he's moving and everything, and just blank of a stare he has. It doesn't seem to you like Rocco's there at the moment, really.
Crap. That's the golem. The golem.
You don't think it's the golem.
Okay, it doesn't look
With
like
a psychology roll, yeah.
It-
This does in fact seem like Rocco to you, but he doesn't seem like he's mentally there.
Crap. Okay. Then I'm gonna blackjack him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for your blackjack then. Ooh, hard success. All right. I'm gonna keep messing with your character sheet, Rocco. Don't worry. He does not hear you coming up behind him in his focus to get to Nora. And you do hit him on the back of the head. Let's see, 7 damage. All right. Okay. Hard success. Okay, so he goes down to the ground. But he's not unconscious.
Okay.
He goes down to the ground and everything, stops himself, drops the knife on the bed and everything as that happens. And he's just slowly like standing back up.
Okay. Let me know when I can hit him again.
Nora, it'd be up to you now. You've just landed on the other side of this bed and everything. You heard a large thunk. As
Well, I'm
Forrest
going to
comes
get
in
out of the
deal with
blankets.
Rocco a little bit. Right.
Find my way out of the
Give
blankets.
me a strength or dexterity check. Okay. So it'll probably take your whole turn to essentially get out of the blanket, but you do get out,
Fine.
right? But yeah, you get out enough to get, like, not completely on your feet, but enough that you can see over the bed and everything. And you see that Forrest is there with his blackjack out, and Rocco is starting to try to stand back up, and the knife is just landed onto the bed. All right. Rocco essentially is going to finish standing up and turn towards Forrest. But with recovering from the hit and everything that he took, that's pretty much going to be most of his turn. So Forrest, you are kind of standing toe to toe with Rocco at the moment.
Okay. I'm not interested in his toes. Whapping him with the blackjack.
All right. Ooh, an extreme success. Jeez.
Don't kill Rocco.
Well, I mean, the advantage, the one advantage of the blackjack is that these are, they're made to knock people unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hard clubs that crack
Remember,
skulls.
Tom, they're called less than lethal, not non-lethal.
That's fair.
Right.
You're right, but they're not clubs or anything like that. Are managed as they're a lot of times they're hard leather, and they're just designed to slap people around.
Just saying.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying he won't be dead when I'm done, but I mean,
yeah. So he goes to dodge and everything, and would otherwise be a decent enough dodge, but you're able to maneuver things well enough to kind of adjust your swing and get him really good with the blackjack. He goes down to his knee in one hand again, but he doesn't seem to be going unconscious.
okay. Get ready. We're gonna have to run. I don't think he's gonna stay down. And I don't want to attract attention that blowing his brains out would cause.
Nora, go ahead and give me a psychology roll.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see, Forest. Forest, you
No.
can give me an occult roll.
Wow.
Can I not do an occult roll?
Well,
I have a much better chance of success than he does.
yeah,
And
you
much
haven't
better than
been-
my psychology.
You have not been reading the Harper McLean books.
Right.
I've been reading the Necronomicon.
Right, yeah. That's kind of what the psychology roll was for, to see if,
Yeah.
what was going on here. Yeah, just give me a base occult, actually, because of how much you've looked into things already, and given the nature of your
For the love
situations
of
in general.
God.
It's like, do you want to use luck? That's close.
That's 12 to get that.
Just out of curiosity, how many bad rolls in a row do we have to trigger? Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Um,
As a mercy
okay.
killing. As a mercy killing.
Can I push the
Let's
roll
see.
instead?
Oh, that's true. I forgot
you
about
can,
that.
yes.
luck.
You can push the roll, yes.
Completely forgot we can push rolls.
For the love of fuck.
Oh, one better.
Well,
All right.
Real good.
Oh yeah, this stream is rated mature, right? We have the
Right.
mature
Yeah,
warning
yeah.
line.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We're
do
fucking
you
stopping.
spend luck
up.
or?
I only have 36 luck.
Yeah, because some
It's up to
GM
you.
hasn't been giving it out to
I've been
us like he should been.
a jerk about it. All right.
I'll use it. I'll use
All right.
11 luck for a success.
Okay. From pretty much the way Rocco is acting right now, it kind of reminds
Tell me what I already
you
know he's
of
possessed.
like a voodoo zombie kind of thing. Some form of mental control or whatnot.
Probably physical
Given-
control rather than mental.
Yeah, given that he's taken 2 really solid hits on the head with a blackjack, and his head is bleeding at the moment, you're pretty sure that if it was just mental control, he'd still be down. So this is beyond just mental control at the moment. Go ahead and give me, let's see, give me a spot hidden roll and see if you are able to get a good glimpse here. Nice. Okay. So in your and Forest attempts for him to help you get by Rocco and everything, you do notice that there's not much color behind Rocco's eyes at the moment. Like, it is still, the color is there, but seems very vacant to you behind his eyes. You can give me a mythos roll. See how you do there.
All right, Cthulhu Mythos. I was looking at the
Yes,
wrong
Cthulhu
place. on
Mythos,
my-
I'm sorry. Nothing that you've read so far really attributes to what this is, but between your occult and everything, yeah, it's definitely some form of a possession or bodily control at the moment. Pretty much, he's not piloting his own body at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you mention any of that to Forrest?
Yes. I should probably just sum it up as he's possessed.
Crap.
It's not. It's Rocco, but it's not.
The gun is tossed onto the bed away from
Mhm.
Rocco.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go for basically a grappling bear hug on Rocco as he's standing
Okay.
up.
That would be a brawl roll.
Yep.
Rocco, while you are in the tavern,
I can't believe that.
You could push it.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Wow.
All right.
On a night. Oh.
There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, he's not moving the way that you would predict a normal person to be moving.
Yeah. No, it's
I've got
but
rhythm.
and he's got a certain level of strength that you're definitely not expecting from Rocco at the moment. It's definitely, it seems like he's putting a lot more force into everything he's doing than Rocco would normally.
grab the paracord out of my
But
bag.
yeah, you're holding him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm holding him. I said, grab the paracord out of my bag, tie a loop in the end, and then we'll wrap it around, stick it on one of his hands, and we'll wrap it around him.
All right.
Paracord should hold him if we mummy him with it.
Rocco.
Yes.
I did check. Paracord
While
did exist back
you're
then.
alone in the tavern, what are you trying to do?
Well, yeah. This is.
I'm gonna leave, like, however much. Insert proper amount of money here for food and
Okay.
go out the front door.
Okay. You go out the front door and it doesn't open. Like the doorknob doesn't even seem to turn or anything. It doesn't even seem to let you like shake the door or anything, and doesn't do anything. It's just seems completely solid. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll again.
Yeah, because that's been good for me tonight. Hey,
Ooh, all right.
that's
Roll a
even-
d4.
just a D4 for that? Man, I figured that'd be more.
So 1 sanity. I mean, it's a situation that you already have realized in some extent that you're in, right?
Gotcha.
It's not helping, but it's not as much of a shock as the initial one that you dealt with. But you start getting that splitting headache feeling again once you go for the door, and it gets to the point that you like brings you down to your knee and everything. And you can't seem to get yourself to get closer to the door again.
All right, I will back away from the door.
Mm-hmm.
How big are the windows?
The windows are pretty big. Like some of them, I mean, you imagine they probably take the pane
Tear
itself
through-
out to move in bigger things or
Here
whatnot.
through
Yeah.
window.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Can I do a mechanical engineering to find the better way to do this? Because, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, you pick up a chair and chuck it towards the window, and right as you chuck it, you get another one of those really sharp headaches that completely throws off the whole throw, and it kind of hits the window, kind of hits the wall next to it, and clatters down to the ground. Doesn't seem to do much to the window, and your head's just under this immense pain.
In the immortal words of that famous
Mhm.
prophet, Mark Watney, I'm gonna science the shit out of this. I'm gonna start engineering something that I can use to break the fucking windows with.
All right.
That movie, the book, The Martian was just a
Yes.
masterpiece in every respect.
As you head back towards the back room to try to find an area with like tools and different things like that, right? Different things you can MacGyver together. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check. All right.
Hey, I passed something.
So at one point as you're going along, it feels as though your arms aren't able to move as well as you've been moving them. But then you kind of like push yourself past that and you're able to grab a couple items. And go ahead and give me what is it for Rocco with his
Wouldn't
these sciences?
Would it not be
Mechanical repair.
Okay, I was
make
gonna say
something.
that or engineering.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer?
Yeah. Go ahead and do engineering since you're trying to figure out the best way to do it. And then mechanical repair, I think, would be to make it itself. Nice. So that's good enough to give you a bonus die on the mechanical repair roll to actually fabricate this MacGyvered thing to get yourself out. And you can go ahead and roll that. So just roll the mechanical repair as normal. And then after you roll it, you would roll a d10 if you want the tens place of the number to be better.
No, I think a hard success is solid enough.
All right. I mean, you could roll and you'd still take the better of them. So if you roll a 1, you could, I guess, what, that would be an extreme success then?
No, might as well roll and see what happens.
Right.
Wouldn't it need to be? Wouldn't you have to roll like a 7 to get an extreme success on a?
Would a
68?
7 be a fifth?
Guess
8.
what? I'm sticking with the
So it
20.
would have been an 80. That's fine. So 20 is good.
My math. I don't know. Math is
Right,
not
maybe.
my strong suit.
Maybe it is. But yeah, so what kind of describe to me what you're piecing together there, Rocco? Going to get out the door, the window.
I'm trying to get
Oh,
out
you're right.
the window.
Okay.
13 would be an extreme success.
Mm-hmm. Given that the window is one that's made to be, removed so that they can get in large furniture, I'm assuming you're getting something that would be able to fit into the jam well enough and then give you enough leverage to kind of pop it out and assist with your own strength.
That's about
right?
where I'm trying to go for.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you definitely get something like that together. Go and give me a dexterity roll again. And you do get to mark dots for engineering and mechanical repair, of course. So you get it together. You start heading towards the window.
Hang on. Hold.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and push that because that's within.
You could use luck.
Yeah, I got.
You're
Actually,
only two
I'll just use luck. I'll just go down 2 points of luck to make that a success.
Okay.
I'm just saying, from my experience earlier in the night, pushing a 65.
Right. Yeah, so you get closer to the window and everything. You get it in the jam. Go ahead and do a strength check with a bonus die. Get this
The
thing.
same D10 thing again.
Right. So you just do a normal strength check, and then you would roll.
No, again, I get the opportunity, but I don't think I'm going to get much better of a success than this. But
right.
Now, does that count as a 10 or does that count as a 0?
I would think in this case it would count as a 0 because why would they make the bonus die make it,
In that case, I
go
would
to the
count that to a
highest?
7.
Which is an extreme success. I'm pretty sure on your strength.
Well, I don't know. 30
Or at least in the realm. No,
I
it's
was
6.
thinking-
It's 1 away from an extreme success.
That's it. I
Which
figured
you
it's a
can
hard
use luck
success.
if you want.
Yeah, I'll use luck in that to make
Right?
it.
Yeah.
extreme
So just
success.
1 luck forces it into an extreme success with the bonus die.
Yep.
You pop the window out and everything, and you black out. The familiar voice, you're able to kind of piece together where you've heard it from before, and it's like the whole time it's been trying to kind of talk to you, but you weren't able to really make out the words that it was saying. But it sounds like the same voice that you had when you were on the in the war on the bomber.
Oh,
When
joy.
you saw
That
the color
voice.
and everything, yes. And you
That's
do
not a-
remember that voice, though disembodied and weird and everything, was seemingly there to help you. It seems like that's essentially what it's trying to do at the moment now. But you kind of find yourself just in a black void.
Echo.
All right. Whose mic wasn't working there, Tom?
No, everybody's fine.
Oh, okay.
That was just about
Maybe that was
what-
an old one. I'm sorry.
Nope. That was just letting Vorrt know that nothing's coming through that shouldn't be coming through.
Oh, I gotcha. Sorry. Yeah. So, you call out and everything. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll. And Nora and Forest, you have Rocco's body bound. He's kind of just staring blankly. He seems like he's trying to get out of the restraints that you put him in, but he's not going really much of anywhere, and he's still not saying anything or even blinking, it seems. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll as we will be going to break here soon.
Who are you asking the sanity roll from?
Nora and Forest.
Oh, I don't wanna. I lost a lot of sanity earlier.
I know.
Okay,
All right,
fine.
Nora, you're good, and Forrest, you're good. All right, so you're still able to keep it together. Rocco is lost in a void at the moment, and also staring blankly in Nora's bedroom at the moment, while being tied up, which is a very weird thing to go to break to. Huh?
Yeah. We'll be back.
See everybody in 10 minutes. Yes, we are all nuts. Welcome back to Shadows and Ox, Echoes of the OSS. I think it's fitting that the episode being called Madness takes its toll, and we already have more, 2 bouts of madness? And one person with a phobia now. It's all in one session. So that was not planned because that's all rolls, but apparently Roll20 knows more of what's going on than I do. All right. Ava, if you could go ahead and read the next 2 passages in Sommerfeld's journal.
Sure. Let's see. The next one is Wednesday, November 14th. Eve finally convinced me to meditate again, so we will see how that goes. William is also going to be with us for a while, and I don't like it. Our work can be quite dangerous, and I don't want him getting hurt or looking too closely into anything. At least William seems to have no interest in what we're doing for now, and Eve says he prefers to keep his head in books and mind his own business anyways. He doesn't strike me as the bookworm type, as big and fit as he is, but I do need to stop judging people so much. My paranoia is not a good thing, and even though it helps me to keep my project from being known by too many people, it shouldn't get in my way of being a good person. And we'll see how far that gets you. Friday, November 16th. Eve wasn't very happy with me this week. We didn't meditate earlier this week like she wanted, and like I agreed, so we're doing it tonight. I'm sure she will appreciate that, given the trouble William seems to be giving her. I overheard a hushed argument between them last night. I don't know what it was about, but they seem to be trying to keep it from me. Perhaps my paranoia is right.
All right, thank you. And now, going back, speaking of paranoia, to Nora and Forest dealing with what seems to be a possessed Rocco that was trying to stab Nora a little bit ago.
Well, now that we've got him tied up, Nora is going to figure out where the Necronomicon wound up when Forest threw it.
Spot hidden, please.
Sure.
Yes. All right. Yeah, you see it. It slid under like your dresser or whatnot a little bit, but you find it
Fish it out.
while Forrest is finishing tying the knots around Rocco.
What are you gonna do with that?
It might have some way to help him, or at least explain what is happening.
But won't he just get better from this? I mean, the last time you read from
that.
Yeah, but you're
it's not the fault of the book. I was not prepared for what I learned. Now I am prepared for the kind of information that the book holds, and I will be fine.
Walks over, looks her straight, walks over, puts his hand on her shoulders, looks her straight in the eye. Please, let's find another way. Please don't do this. I can't risk losing you. Please don't do this.
I'm fine.
Please, you're way
I'm
too
not
important.
going to keel over dead from reading a book.
But you almost scratched yourself open with it. The thing has power.
That wasn't the book. I was entirely in my right mind. Not that that's going to help convince you to let me read it heavily. But that
Rocco
was
got
not.
out of the rope. Go ahead and give me listen checks between the two of you.
Damn, that.
I was not expecting that roll out of him.
No, I wasn't. I'm focused. No, she did. No, it's at this point. I'm guessing she probably looks over past me or around me
Yeah, like
to see
as
what
she was in the middle of saying what she was saying. Yeah, and she sees Rocco slowly stand up and toss the paracord down.
Yep.
Where's the knife?
On the bed. That I'm assuming Rocco is next to.
I'm assuming at this point she's got a look on her face, so I spin around.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you
definitely.
spin around just in time to see Rocco standing, not tied up anymore, and picking up the knife in his hand now from the bed.
Oh, hell with this.
An extreme strength success from someone with a 30 strength.
Yeah.
Man.
That's wild.
Nora,
I throw the book at him.
well, Nora had it in her hands, right?
Yeah, I know. I grab it, yank it, and throw it at him. It's like I was trying to. It's the closest thing, and it accomplishes two goals in one shot.
All right, Nora, I'm assuming you don't want him to take the book, right?
Correct.
So
I don't know if I'm gonna be able
go
to
ahead and roll
stop him.
dexterity between the two of you.
Oh, okay. If it's a dexterity,
Yeah.
I
mean,
have a
his
shot.
dexterity is really high too.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Forest fails and Nora succeeds.
You have a 90 dexterity?
Yes,
Yeah.
his dexterity is
Oh, yeah,
ridiculous.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, and
He's a good old-fashioned Western gunslinger.
yeah, no, it's yeah, no crap. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna push it.
Yeah.
All right.
But it does. But it probably gives. But this probably gives him that moment in which, to do, because it's like I reach behind it, it doesn't go, and then I give it another one.
Well, like you reach back and you don't even get a good grip of it because she moves it out of the way, and then but you felt it enough with a finger to know where it went,
Yeah.
and then you get a really strong grip. Nora, give me a strength roll.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, all right. So she keeps a hold of it while you go to throw it, and Rocco's going to close the distance with the knife.
Easy. Well, I'm no matter what, I'd be between the two of them. So I assume it's a dodge roll.
Yeah, he swings in with the knife and it misses you. It falls short a little bit as you're tugging on the book and everything.
I should have known better than to try and take a book from you. Crap, I don't want to kill you, Rocco.
And he's pulling the knife back to try to do another slow, kind of methodical strike. Give me listen checks for the two of you.
Ugh, seriously. 73
Rocco,
on a
give
72
me a listen check as well. Oh.
Roll 20 is just toying with us.
Right. Nora, I assume you open the book and try to do what you want to do with it, right? While Forrest is busy dealing with Rocco, right?
Do I hear anything?
Forrest, you do hear the sounds of growling starting to come from one of the corners of the room as one of those dogs starts to kind of manifest from the shadows. Give me a sanity roll for that, Forrest. Rocco, what are you doing with your listen roll? Are you keeping it?
You know, I'll spend the 1 point of luck to make it a success.
Okay. So in the void and everything, you start, you still hear that one voice. From what you can make out, it's saying something in a language you don't quite understand completely. but something about keeping you connected. And then you're pretty sure, but you overhear very faintly the voices of Nora and Forest arguing. And then you also hear a familiar growling sound like the dog you ran into earlier, but you look around and you don't see a dog around.
Okay.
Forest, you lose 1 sanity. But you're keeping it together fairly well. Nora, go ahead and roll Cthulhu Mythos for me. See what you get.
It is not my night.
Wow.
I don't think it's any of our nights.
No, I mean I fumbled.
Ouch.
Ugh.
Do you want to push that? Because you're not using your Cthulhu Mythos skill for this, since you have the book. You're using the Mythos rating of the book.
Yeah,
But
I'll push it.
technically, a 48 or better would be a success right now.
I'll push it. I can't do much worse. That's already a fumble, so.
Right, yeah. Okay. All right. That would take 13 luck to get a success if you want to spend more luck, but you don't have to, obviously. Flipping through the book and everything.
Fuck it. I'll use the luck.
Okay. All right. So you
Down to 12
noticed
luck remaining.
the hound that just formed, the black dog that just formed in the corner and everything. You see the forest is between you and, a possessed Rocco with a knife and where that dog is coming from. And as you're sitting there with the book, you feel like your hand almost reflexively opens to a page that talks about binding souls.
Sounds promising.
And quickly reading over it as much as you can, there's some sort of combination between that and then being able to manifest the flesh after you take the soul out of someone. That you're pretty sure that's what's going on with Rocco right now. That right now he's just a body, and
Right.
there's no soul in there at the moment. But to bind a soul, you need a container to put it in, like a bottle or urn or something. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden check. Teslan, what were you rolling? Oh, extreme success.
Oh.
Awesome.
I fumbled on composure over Nora, so I had to
Okay.
roll. I had to roll.
Right.
I had to roll to lose it. So
Right,
for
to
how
see
much
how that's going.
how much I'm losing,
Cool.
and of course, like everything else, it was like almost the max of it.
Yes.
Uh,
So Nora,
Yes.
that is a perfect roll for you to make right now.
Yes.
Given that around the neck of the black dog, like kind of hanging from its collar, is this little like ceramic bottle. It seems like ceramic kind of circular bottle.
Okay.
And you have a very strong gut feeling
Yeah.
that it's
I
not
do.
a coincidence that it has it around its neck.
Yeah. Okay.
Forrest, what do
Yeah.
you do with Rocco and the dog coming out?
Oh, that's easy. Bad doggy, bad Rocco. Pick up Rocco and I throw him at the dog.
Give me a brawl roll here. Wow. Using a companion as a weapon.
How much of a companion at the moment when he's
Nice. All right.
being controlled?
Let me. Right. Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Okay. 12. That's pretty good there. So that's equal.
I mean, regardless, it's
So
in that situation. It's grab Rocco by the back of
Mhm.
his basically his shirt and his pants,
Yeah.
and just, heave him at the dog. So,
Okay. 12. That's pretty good. So with
I mean, regardless, it's in that situation. It's grab Rocco by the back of his basically his shirt and his pants, and just, heave him at the dog. So,
Yeah. Okay.
I got a feeling I'm not gonna get that. It's not gonna
let's
happen
see.
like I want it to, but
50 is the hard and whatnot. Yeah. I think 12 out of 25 is a hard success. It's right on the border there. So
let's see, hard success.
yeah, because it's 50 or lower, right?
Yes, 12 would be yes, because 12 and a half is half of 25.
So
yeah.
that would mean that the dog actually is able to dodge you tossing Rocco at him.
Oh, okay. As long as I toss Rocco.
Because he has to get, yeah, you're able to toss Rocco.
Okay.
Because he's not that mobile, being the possessed kind of zombie he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the dog is able to move just barely out of the way as Rocco goes tumbling towards him. He had to get one success level higher than you, and he just barely did, right? I am going to do an attack with Rocco real quick to see if he does get you with a knife. Which
Somebody
he drops the
fumbles
knife.
tonight. So many fumbles. That's like the third one of the night.
Yeah, but I don't mind
say with
that one.
Like you tossing Rocco and everything, like the knife is still in his hand when you toss him.
Yeah.
And mid-toss, it flies out of his hand, is somewhere else in the room on the other side, probably behind the dog.
Yep.
At this point.
No, I misspelled a word in that.
But yeah, the dog's slowly moving towards you as Rocco is even more slowly. That's not correct. Moving to get up. Nora, what do you do?
I'm
you just had
trying
your
to.
bit of information and realization of the situation.
Yeah, I'm picturing like I can't remember. It was one of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies with Velma's reading the book to figure out the weakness of the Dark Knight or something.
Right.
That was what I was picturing for like this scene.
No, this is very
I was
much
like, I have become Velma, even more than Nora already was.
What do you mean become? I think we established you're Velma. I'm Shaggy. I keep trying to get you to close the book.
I don't know if you're more Fred and Rocco's Shaggy.
No.
So I feel like the car is Scooby at this point.
Fred is driving. Fred always drives, and he always has something crazy happen to him. And if there's anybody who's had crazy shit happen to him,
that's fair.
It's Rocco. I mean,
if you're going by crazy shit happening, that's more Daphne's wheelhouse.
I know, but I wasn't gonna say that.
We're just going a Scooby-Doo tangent for a little bit. But yeah, Nora, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out a way with my skills to be able to get that ceramic jar, the bottle, from the hound. And I don't know if I have any particularly good skills to do that.
Rocco, give me a power roll, by the way. You could tell Forest what you think you got to do.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a fail.
Forest, get.
And it does seem like you just need to open the bottle, whether it's open it normally or break it. Either way, get it open, pretty much. Give me a spot hidden there, Forrest, to see if you see the bottle she's talking about.
Yeah, okay, actually, all you said was break the bottle, didn't you?
Well, I'm just assuming she gives some direction as to where it is, so I'm going to give you a bonus die for it. But okay, nope, you're able to spot it pretty good. It's this little like circular shaped kind of bottle. With a little cork and a little rope attached around it and then around the dog's neck. Rocco, you start feeling the need to try to focus on the sounds you do hear in this void. You hear the growling got louder, the voices of Forrest and Nora got a little fainter. And you give me a listen check. Yeah, and it's not quite clear enough to really hear exactly what they're saying, but you feel as though if you can kind of focus on that, you might be able to get more of what's going on, or at least possibly where you are or something in some way. Let me see, Rocco. Rocco, go ahead and give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll. Okay. So this is, even to what experiences and everything you've had, this is a completely new one for you. You're not sure exactly what this is. If you're lost in some sort of plane, spectral void, you're not sure.
Right.
But Forest, you see the bottle. The dog is growling and moving towards you. What do you do?
Okay, dog's growling, moving towards me. What breed of dog is this? Just
It's a black lab.
Okay, so it's a black lab, but it's a black lab size.
Right. Yeah, it's a decent enough sized one, but it's still a black lab. And it's snarling, growling. It's got the drool coming from its fangs and everything. Acting more wolf-like than otherwise, it normally would. And it does seem to have like little wisps of what you imagine to be shadow kind of coming off of it here and there.
Yeah, I figured.
Right.
Okay. So it's growling. I threw Hugo over the bed into the corner. So is it working?
Rocco.
Rocco,
Yeah.
sorry. Is it
Yeah, it's walking past where
Okay.
Rocco is.
So it's walking past the
towards
bed.
you and Nora. Yeah.
So it's walking past the bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If
If it has to go over the bed, it will, kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Is it going over the bed? Because that would change what I do.
Given the layout of the room, it probably is the most direct path. So it's easy enough for it to just kind of hop on the bed and go off. So that's what it's doing.
Okay. No doggies on the bed, and grab the blanket. And
the sheet, because the blanket was used.
That's the blanket was used. Yeah.
Nora.
Nope. The sheet. Yeah, the top sheet to work it, and then pull it so it pulls the feet out from under it, and then give it a blanket party with the sheet.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a brawl roll.
Yep. I don't want to get any more specific from that because it basically details me beating the snot out of a dog, which this is a hound. The demonic. Right. I'm
All right.
Tripping it over.
Roll for the hound again to see if it's able to react well enough. Wow.
Ooh, wow. But is that enough?
That's not an extreme success though.
Yep.
So that's still really good. Like as you go to do it, it kind of lurches out with its maw and almost bites and nips at you and almost gets you, but you're able to get it in the blanket and kind of get it over and onto the ground towards the end of the bed.
Yep. And then it's just a matter of putting my knee down right below its throat.
Okay.
So I'm not actually because she said break it. So that's what,
Yeah, the bottle, yeah.
Right. And that's where the bottle would be.
Yeah.
And also, if I can hold the dog down, but I want to break the thing first.
Right. Give me a dex check to see if you're able to get yourself positioned while the dog's moving and everything under this blanket.
Hard success.
Ooh. I got a success, just not a hard success. So you're able to get things positioned. Go ahead and roll strength now. This dog is definitely not the easiest thing to deal with. All right. Ooh. All right. So yeah, the dog, between the sheet and everything, even though it does seem to be putting up way more of a fight than what you would imagine a black lab would normally be able to do, you're definitely forcing it and everything, and you do hear a crunch kind of from under the blanket of the bottle. Rocco, go ahead and give me a power check.
I broke it. Does that mean this thing goes away?
Rocco, you see.
I'm gonna try and push that. Give me.
Means hopefully
Okay,
Rocco
all right.
comes back.
Yeah.
Oh man, roll 20.
Yeah, so you see the void kind of suddenly turn into this black kind of mist around you and quickly go by you as you start to see the ceiling of some sort of room. Looks like it's possibly a bedroom or whatnot. And you start coming to and you see everything's kind of blurry, but you're pretty sure you see Forrest wrestling someone in a sheet. And then off on the other side of the room, Nora standing with a book. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
Hmm.
Ooh, right on the money.
Woo!
I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take it.
2 sanity, please, is what that'll cost. If you passed your power roll, I wasn't going to have you do a sanity roll, but
Oh, so I lose sanity even though I make the sanity. All right.
yes,
all right.
but you don't have to do a horrible
see
die
the,
roll for more
I
sanity.
see the shenanigans you're pulling here. I see what you're doing.
That is the kind of Cthulhu shenanigans that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you come to Nora. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden. Hard success again. Wow. All right. So
Only when it doesn't matter. Too much.
Right. You actually see a little kind of spectral thing come from where the blanket is and everything, with Forrest wrestling this dog, to Forrest or Rocco's body, as Rocco kind of blinks his eyes and comes to and seems to be more there, like his body and his eyes and everything are getting gradually a little bit more color to him. Rocco, your head is in excruciating pain.
Oh,
Don't
thank
know.
goodness.
And like you kind of feel like you have blood coming from a spot on your head and everything.
Shame what that dog did to you.
But Nora, what do you do? Forrest seems to be successfully wrestling this dog at the moment.
Right. Dog. We need to deal with the dog now.
Give me the paracord. I'll hog tie it. Or I'll tie it like a calf.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Scoop up that from where Rocco got out of it.
All right.
Hopefully he does it better this time.
Right. Right. Go over. Go to hand.
Thumb's have opposable
Forrest
thumbs.
the cord,
Probably
right?
be
Yeah.
better this time.
Yeah.
Forrest, go ahead and give me a dexterity roll. All right. As you grab the cord and go to tie up the dog, suddenly the sheet just goes flat, and you almost lose your footing and everything, and the dog's just not there now. Go ahead and both you and Nora give me sanity rolls.
Why?
That.
I don't wanna. My sanity's
wanna.
below 50 now.
I know.
But I can explain it completely. See,
Ah!
Nora got rid of it. Yeah, Nora got rid of it.
Nora, that's 2 more sanity.
Okay.
Given that you're familiar enough with these things, you're fine enough to pretty much know what happened. It's still the shock of the whole situation. Dealing with your
Yeah.
mind.
I spin around
But yeah.
and scoop her up. Thank you. You figured out how to get rid of it. You figured out how to dispel these things. The hounds of hell. That's great.
Yeah. And you do see Rocco kind of getting up, holding his head. He seems more like him now as well.
Rocco, are you in there?
Nora, roll a d6.
Why do you gotta do this to me?
Oh,
6.
wow. Wow, I was not expecting you to course, roll high with the way Roll20 is. So you have 6
We're
more
playing Call of
mythos.
Cthulhu. Of course, I'm rolling high.
So you have 6 more Cthulhu mythos skill
Ooh.
Oh,
between everything that you've researched and dealing with this situation and all the other situations that you've had so far.
Hey, you're
That's a
about up
good
to
high roll this
what
time.
I'm at with
Yeah.
Cthulhu Mythos.
Yeah.
I got 17. So you're
But
almost
yeah,
up there with me.
you find yourself in Nora's bedroom. Forest is there with a sheet in one hand and a rope in the other. Rocco is holding his head that's still bleeding a bit with an excruciating headache. And Nora is
No.
probably still holding the book in one hand and trying to desperately comprehend everything that has happened.
well, Forrest still has her kind of. I mean, she still has the book in her hand.
Right,
but
right, because you scooped her
I
up.
scooped. I still got her scooped up off the ground.
Yeah.
The hell is happening?
Long story. That door there, cabinet above the sink in the bathroom, should have some painkillers.
Steady myself to my feet and look for painkillers and hopefully maybe a roll of gauze since I'm bleeding.
So
There'll be a first aid kit in there.
Yeah. So
And Rocco, you still taste that weird flavor from whatever that root beer really was or whatnot from earlier. But you go and you find the pain meds easy enough. It's easy enough to get some form of water to drink, whether it's getting some from the sink real quick and cupping your hand, or actually getting a glass. But you're able to get pain meds in you.
If Rocco's here, what happened to Cherry and Gleeson?
They headed to his garage. That's what last you knew.
Yeah.
Rocco, the last thing you remember is, I mean, you still remember everything that happened. So the last thing you knew before things really started getting weird is you got to the tavern and walked in.
Yeah, how did I get here? I was at the tavern.
no, you weren't. We were
Was
at the
that-
tavern. You never showed up.
Forrest, give me a sanity roll. You still have that repressed memory in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and here it comes.
Wow.
All right. All right. Roll a d4.
Oh. Sorry. Okay, well, that's not too bad.
Okay. So you lose 2 sanity as that memory of you seeing Rocco and then him kind of, fluttering out of existence and back in and then going transparent and the whole weird thing walking in.
Okay.
But you remember that now. It just, you couldn't comprehend what it meant until this moment.
So something took you away when you got there. You walked in, you fuzzed out, kind of came back, then you solidified again. You were looking, I looked, Nora, your head was in the papers as I set her down. Your head was in the papers at that point. You couldn't have seen, but I remember I turned around and I saw it.
I remember the door opening. I didn't see Rocco.
Yeah, I only saw him a little bit, and then he kind of disappeared. And what is that?
And you pretty much you remember what it was almost exactly as what Cherry described seeing.
Yeah, and it was I had that kind of depressed memory.
You also do gain 4 Cthulhu Mythos there, Forrest. So you actually have that skill now.
Sorry, I always have to give.
Right, yeah.
To make sure I give Ava that,
Right. Our game does real sanity damage to some of us.
Repressed
yes.
memory, not depressed.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I repressed the memory. That sounds better. What do you remember about? Do you remember seeing us when you walked in?
No, I got there before everybody else and went to
No,
get a table.
Well, my memory has you cutting there after everybody else.
Yeah, when you went in, Rocco, you just didn't see anybody else there as far as the agents. There were other people there and the piano going, but that was it. Yeah, so it seemed like you got there before everybody else, but it's just you didn't see anybody else, any of the other agents.
No, we were seated off to this. We were seated off to the side.
Yeah, you were seated kind of towards the side at the bar, pretty much itself. And when you went in, you didn't see anybody sitting at the bar.
Yeah, and I keep sharing that. It's like, that I didn't see nobody. Thought I got there before everybody, so I grabbed a table.
Well,
Ordered some food. Had a really weird tasting sarsaparilla.
Well, I saw you walk in, then you fuzzed out. So
Give me another power roll, Rocco.
did you?
No,
Have you
no,
succeeded on a power roll?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just
Oh,
going. Roll 20 hates
Good.
you rolling power.
I'm tempting fate. I'm spending the 20 luck necessary to make that a success.
all right, fair enough. So,
Just made it a more expensive buy to a
Yeah.
success by
Right,
pushing
yeah.
it.
which I think that's severe enough
Yeah.
of a punishment at this point. With so being more connected with your body again and everything, you remember, of course, being tailed by this black dog on your way to the tavern, getting there, and then things really started getting a little weird. And the next thing, like, while you remember dealing with what you were dealing with in the tavern itself, you remember as though you were being loaded into the back seat of a car. And as somebody was getting in, go ahead and give me a listen check for seeing what you remember hearing and everything. And you also remember the sounds of two dogs getting into the car with this person.
Not with that listen, I do.
Right. Yeah. You don't remember much more than that. Yeah. You remember the fact that there were the two dogs because you were familiar enough with the way they sounded, and this guy, and he was talking to the dogs before at some point, but you weren't able to remember what it was he was saying.
Can you tell us this, Rocco?
Yeah, I'm sharing this because I got nothing. I got no idea what's going on here.
Do you remember what time you got to the bar, Rocco?
Do I remember what time I got to the bar?
Not exactly, but if you had to ballpark it, it's around about the same time that they all kind of saw that spectral version, so to speak, of you, which they then left shortly after.
Forest, when we were leaving
Forest
the
went out and
bar.
tried to look for tracks, but quickly,
Muffed it up.
destroyed all of them.
Yeah.
You
but yeah.
saw. Sorry, did he tell her that he saw Freemantle when we left? Because I know I didn't.
After we got past him,
Yes,
After
when you
I
got
got-
to your apartment.
yeah,
Okay.
I held off
Because
Yeah.
then you matched things up to the description from the Necronomicon and everything.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and figured out that Freemantle is.
Yep.
Who he
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't. Forrest isn't
Mhm.
hiding stuff from you. He may hide stuff from you until you're in a safe spot, but he's not going to keep details from you.
Okay.
Forest and Nora didn't see it, so Forest going to give me an intelligence roll to see if you remember anything more. Do you want to push that memory? Yeah. I would not spend luck. I would not spend luck.
I can't spend that much
Wow.
luck.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So you remember that as Freemantle was going to get in, you know, it seemed Freemantle was the one that opened the car door and let his dogs in, and then Freemantle was going to get in, meaning that his driver, Joseph, didn't open his door. He kind of walked around from the other side of the car and opened the driver's door to get in. Meaning he was likely doing something else on the other side of the car.
Most likely loading Rocco into the trunk.
Right. But you don't remember whether or not you were able to see that or not specifically.
Yeah. So they probably did the trunk. You probably took a ride in the trunk. At least that's where I would have stuck you. No offense.
Yeah. Nora, actually, everybody go ahead and give me psychology rolls.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll probably have that go into intelligence rolls. Oh man.
Oh man, that is.
All right. Nice. All right.
I'm spending
now
2.
Everybody.
I'm spending 2.
All right. Now everybody give me intelligence rolls as well. Rocco, you pass your psychology, which is great.
So I still have to make the intelligence roll?
Yes. Because that's just part of the roll or whatnot.
Yep.
But you
I
do
spent
get
1.
you get a bonus die since you pass your psychology roll.
Oh, okay.
So just roll a d10, see if you get lower than an 8. 35. All right.
36.
Or 36. Yeah. Sorry, 36.
I'm not spending 1
Which is a
when I
hard
had...
success.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, you are all fairly certain, given the levels of success and everything you got, that once Forrest mentions that little bit, that likely that was when you passed by the cafe and everything, that might be about when Mr. Freemantle was having Rocco's body just be loaded into his car.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a coincidence that the dog that showed up just happened to have the bottle with Rocco's soul in it.
Yeah.
This whole situation feels like it was engineered. If anything, by him to either just mess with you all, or in the hopes that one of you would kill the other. Like either you would kill Rocco, or Rocco would kill one of you, or however. And Nora, given what you've read with Nyarlathotep, rather than destroying humanity or killing people or anything, he revels more in just making them go mad. Which
Oh, I think my internet did a weird thing.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Okay. So, given that the situation seems engineered to have at least one of you kill the other, or just, obviously have the situation to deal with, knowing what you know of Nyarlathotep from your reading of the book, it does feel in character with him, because he doesn't necessarily want or specifically drive towards the destruction of humanity or just destroying it or anything. He revels more in making people go mad.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, this was definitely feels like it was.
I
a
was
bit of a
kind of
game
wondering
that he
why the
played.
dog would show up with his soul.
Right.
Like that did strike Nora as a bit weird.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. We really weren't that far away. We weren't that far away from him being killed. We didn't have anything to tie him up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
And given how much your head hurts, Rocco, you're pretty sure they could have caved your skull in at some
Yeah.
point.
No, it would
Was
have,
that
or
they
tossed
could
him
have
out a
taken it
window.
easy?
Right, yeah, they could have taken it easy.
Yeah, I mean, my neck, the dog showed up, so I didn't. But my next thought was to toss him out a window. That would give you
Yeah.
time to get your stuff together so we could leave. If he survived, which is possible, there was bushes down there.
I think she's on the second floor, so it's not too bad.
So he probably would survive, but it would slow him down long enough for us for you to be able to get what you need, and we run to one of to a safe house.
Yeah. Given the time right now, it's it's probably a couple minutes, if not 10 or so, past when you probably should have met Gleeson and Cherry at the Semitic Museum. So given the time it might take you to get there, you'll probably be easily 20 or some minutes late to get into the museum.
Assuming they show up when we agreed to meet, since obviously Rocco wasn't at his garage.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah,
you probably need to get enough that we don't have to come back here, Nora. This isn't a secure location anymore. Not that it was particularly secure, but it was at least minorly safe. You probably need to get a bag, get whatever notebooks you need. You absolutely need with you.
No, Nora, at that mention of it not being a secure place,
yeah,
Nora laughs just a little bit, but it's also just pitched a little bit higher than her normal laugh. Like she's
breaking a little bit.
A little bit. She's riding the edge of hysteria at the moment because she's gleaned a lot of information from the Necronomicon, and the thought of any place being safe from these beings is just a little bit fucking ridiculous, right?
Puts an arm around you and gives you a hug. Listen, we're gonna get you
Tamps the
safe.
lid on that as soon as she hears the sound of her own. She takes a deep breath. And we'll gather some things.
Yeah.
Hey, this has to have happened before. That book is as old as it is. So people have been surviving this kind of stuff for years, for centuries, right? That book is old.
I mean, that is a fair assumption, yeah.
So there's got to be a way through it. And, he can build it, I can punch it, and you can think it. We got this. And your sister can annoy it.
No, help us get the parts that are a little harder to get.
Yeah. Forrest, go ahead and give me a persuade or charm roll.
Charm. He's actually trying to be charming, and charm is better than persuade. I was
going to have you go with whichever was better.
Yeah, I had a successful persuade earlier when I was trying to figure out what he was going to do next.
Right, so you have a die to persuade.
Yeah, the dog took away that thing.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Extreme success with the charm roll on that. Awesome. So everybody roll a d6.
Notes.
Let me see. 1 second. There we go. Yeah. So you all recover that amount of sanity. So Nora recovers 3, Rocco recovers 2, and Teslan, you recover 3 sanity.
Okay, so I'm back to where I started
from that
Tonight.
amazing charm roll from Forest.
I'm back to where I
Amazing
started.
stroke of leadership there.
Um,
And to close out this evening's session and everything, I'll have you all three, because it's been way too long since I've had you roll this, each roll 3d10 and add that to your luck.
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, 20 luck.
Nice.
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 I'm not going to say a single fucking word about what I think this roll will be because it'll come true. Okay.
Fair enough.
Could have been worse.
It's average
Right.
at least.
Yeah.
I rolled exactly middle of the road for 3d10.
Yeah.
And then my plan, which I will write myself a note so I
Well,
remember for
double
next
luck.
time, is we'll start off the session doing the normal potential luck rolls. So everybody would roll luck, and if you fail, you get to add to it
Okay.
or whatnot. So that way Cherry has a chance to get some luck back as well and whatnot. But
Okay. So
Sounds good.
oh, that's right. I got a couple successful brawls also. I forgot to put the dot there
Yeah.
for that. So
I
Yeah.
just need a few days for Nora to sit and read and study
mhm.
what honestly
before
is
the weekend comes.
Which is what you have. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Monday. You have until Friday.
Yep, things keep happening.
Yes.
well, that's my thought is to get to someplace off the track that nobody knows about. Just got to come up with a reason that Forrest would. Well, actually, no, I do have a reason for Forrest to have it. Just got to talk to the GM offline to see if Forrest is successful in having that as a resource.
That is fair.
Um,
Oh,
Not me checking the locations that are on this elder rune, elder
let's
sign.
see.
That'll just lead to danger. You don't need that.
No, that's the exact opposite. Though that's a protection sign against the elder gods.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah. That's actually a good thing to find.
And that's
Yeah.
that's the thing I might be. You know.
Yeah, you probably are familiar with the Elder Sign
Yeah.
too, like if you saw it. All right, let's see here.
And we haven't even had the time travel conversation yet with the rest of the group.
no, we haven't had a chance.
Okay. I know, right? All right, let me see here. What can I'm going through each one of your sheets and I'm actually giving you a free dot in one of your skills.
Do you know
Hopefully,
how long it has been Monday, December 3rd in this game?
Right. It's been what? Past 4
2 years and counting.
sessions?
Let's see, what is this? This is episode 15 of Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
December 3rd started on episode 11. Like there was a couple days on episode 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a month and a half. It's been like 6 weeks.
It's been a moment.
There.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That doesn't beat what we did on Paranormal Albany. There, you guys had like
That's fair.
Not quite, not
There was
quite.
like an entire season that was almost an entire day. That's
Although next session is likely going to be still the same day.
well, yeah, but you gotta
Yeah.
catch her up.
Considering it's what late, getting to be late afternoon.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. Haven't even had dinner yet. All this sanity loss and still haven't even had dinner.
yeah.
But yeah. All right. Does anybody have anything to mention for the week, or I guess plug or anything?
Let's see what I got. Checking now. I believe. Hopefully, I can't put it up late, but we might be doing check us out tomorrow at 7:30 on this channel. We might be doing Shadowrun. I kind of put up the post late. it was tough to turn the Brady Bunch theme music into a blurb. So, but it is going to be the Shadowrunner bunch, where 4 frazzled Shadowrunners are taking care of several
Toddler technomancers.
Yeah, toddler technomancers. That's the best way to word it. Yep, toddler technomancers. And it should be a fun time, along with some rogue AIs that are going to be in the area. Who knows? After that, I think we're off this Wednesday, and I honestly don't know what's coming next. Kind of just came off of a very busy October, and I haven't regrouped yet. So very fun October. But actually, yeah, Thursday on Gen Con TV at 8:00, we will be doing Emerald Glitch, where the runners got to steal a boat and rescue an Irish lass. Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah,
I'm
we're only
sure.
stealing the boat out of police impound.
Well, yeah, it's noob sauce.
It's easy.
Yeah. But you can join us for that, and we'll be back here next week with Paranormal Albany Portland edition, where we continue the story of Kiara, Haven, Toby, and Hugo, as they try to convince Hugo that, yes, Hugo, you're dead. And yes, Hugo, you're a ghost.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. And at the risk of, I'm going to say, unless anybody's got anything else, I'm going to call this a close, because I do not want to get into a Monty Python routine.
Why not?
All right. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.